Why hire an expert gambling PPC agency? I mean, on paper, PPC is PPC, keywords, ads, landing pages, tracking. But in gambling and iGaming, that assumption is exactly why so many campaigns underperform or they never get approved in the first place. So today I just wanted to explain why hiring an expert gambling PPC agency matters and why generalist PPC agencies often struggle in this industry. The first thing that many agencies misunderstand is that gaming isn't one niche. iGaming, gambling, it's split into different niches. So sports betting, casinos, bingo, lottery, social casinos, skill-based games, they all behave completely differently, and the gamblers are completely different in each niche, although it is all gambling. You have different types of users, different intent, different demographics, different compliance rules, different conversion journeys, and treating them all as one and the same and just gambling can very often prove a costly mistake. And the second expensive mistake that a non-gambling expert PPC agency could quite easily make is platform policy, because for the big platforms for PPC are very heavily restricted these days. Google, Meta, Microsoft, they're so much stricter than they used to be. They look at licensing, they look at certifications, they look at geo-targeting, they look at the wording not just in the ad copy on their platform, but what's on your landing page as well. They'll look, do the currencies and languages match? Does your license or licenses cover that country? And you only have to make one small mistake within that whole cycle of work, and you can quite easily lead to disapprovals, that's on a domain or an account or company level, reviews, manual reviews, even account suspensions. And general PPC agencies can quite often learn this the hard way using your account. If you get banned, there's not much you can do about it really. It's very tough to get these big platforms to reinstate you, which is another good reason to go through an expert gambling agency. For instance, my agency, I've got years of credit history and putting through compliant gambling campaigns through on my account, so it builds trust and credibility. So it's a lot quicker and easier to get new sites and new campaigns pushed through. Really, you've got to pick a PPC agency that knows just about gambling. Doesn't matter what they know in retail, e-commerce, IT, lead generation, whatever. It's got to be gambling specific experience. So they need to understand the compliance within each market, and also things within gambling like delayed conversions. Sometimes you get partial attribution data, and there's constant policy change which you need to keep on top of. And if you don't, you can quite easily get accounts, domains, companies banned. And without that background, assumptions are often made on incomplete data, and that's really where bans and suspensions and such like tend to come in more frequently. So really, when you're picking a gambling PPC agency, you want them to understand that how different gambling verticals convert, the CPA costs, PPC costs, and the lifetime values of those. What language triggers will trigger disapprovals, how to structure accounts and websites for approval and scale, how to work around data gaps, how to protect accounts long term, and really an understanding of how specific platforms like Google and Meta respond to gambling ads and what you need to have in your ad copy, landing pages and such like. There's no tricks or shortcuts. These platforms have automated site checkers and a team that will check it manually as well. So in iGaming, the biggest kind of cost isn't the CPC, it's usually mistakes, because it results in buying keywords you don't want, wasted spend, account suspensions, lost momentum, compliance breaches, incorrect tracking, getting bans. That's sort of the biggest risk, aside from the obvious mathematic and semantic and psychological tricks of getting the ads and the keywords and the landing pages and the bids and the campaign structure all aligned. And the specialist agencies like myself, you get all of that from day one without having to waste tens or hundreds of thousands of pounds to to learn what doesn't work. So if you're working in gambling and you want to optimize your current PPC campaigns or perhaps start some new ones, maybe you've hit some performance ceilings or your results have been petering out, it's very rarely a budget issue. It's usually an experience, an understanding issue. So I work exclusively in iGaming, as I have done for 20 years now. Sports betting, casino, bingo, lottery, UK, US, Canada, Australia. These are the sort of markets that I have experience of. So you're looking for a second opinion, bit of consultation and a quote. All of my contact details are below. Thanks very much for watching.